All right, and welcome to the second week of the new style of, I guess, stream/show that we got running here. Let's go through. No bull crap. We got half hour. Half hour sounds might sound like a long time on the net, but it's not long, especially when we've got so much stuff to talk about. And we're going to have a guest every week. And we'll start with the guest for tonight is Mr. Brent Waller. You'll see over there. How are you, champion?
Hey, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, pretty good, man. And thanks for coming in. And we'll dig into why you're the guests for tonight as well. The two normal regulars, obviously, Mr. Andrew and Bilsy. How are you, boys?
Oh, well, hello, the normal regulars. What an introduction.
And of course, our new regular, which he'll come over, as long as the New Zealand internet and that's all good and the times are well. Dan from Between the Bricks.
The New Zealand internet is fantastic compared to yours, and you know it, mate. Thanks for having me.
Best in the world, isn't it?
It's pretty damn good. I got to say, it's pretty damn good. I think I'm at like 900 megabits down at the moment, so
come on,
not complaining.
I get
almost a gigabit.
To 90.
Woo. I know,
it's
right?
Insane. All right, so I guess before we talk to Brent as well, today is obviously one of the bigger days in the year for Lego, the 1st of June releases, where they do try, I guess, push out a lot of all their new themes, their new big sets, all their kind of stuff. But today, I guess, the handful of big ones is obviously the Lamborghini and the Ducati Technic builds. And I talked to two of our local Lego stores today. Both of them sold out already. What else is big today? The Crater, the pirate ship, the 3-in-1, which looks pretty impressive. And obviously the Haunted House was the other. I suppose they're probably the top 5 to 6 that have released today. I'll start with you, Andrew. You going to collect or cop any of those?
Haunted House is probably of most interest to me because I am keen on the modular buildings, and I guess that just falls into that category for me. So that'll be the one to get for myself. Sorry, I have to apologize for last week with the Lamborghini mix-up. After seeing the pictures the other night, I realized what I did wrong.
Oh, yeah, of course you did.
Apologies.
Quick chain there. Aussie Brickster. Oh, look, Brent, just packing your order. There you go.
I did an order this afternoon.
Shout out to the Brick Link people. You gonna collect or do you get many sets, Brent, yourself?
Yeah, I always pick up the modulars, and I'll get the Haunted House because I've got the old Monster Fighter one, which I loved. And I'm not really interested in it. I don't have any of the fairground ones apart from the Haunted House, which I will get at some point.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the function of it. I just love a good spooky house.
Yeah, and it does look pretty cool. Shout out to Iceberg from the States too. Yeah, Haunted House all the way for sure, man.
Yeah.
Bilsy, what are you gonna? I know you're gonna grab a couple. What do you got your eyes on?
Yeah, I'm the same with definitely the Haunted House and the Ducati. The Lamborghini's in there for me as well, but not till later in the year. I'll probably wait 3 or 4 or 6 months or something before I jump on that one.
Yeah, I mean, at almost $600, it's kind of a steep hit as well.
Oh, it is, especially when we're all still trying to fight to get travel money back for trips that we didn't go on. So we'll wait and see what happens there first. But Lamborghini will be later in the year. One for me. So, but I think all themes had sets come out today, or so I think there's a set pretty much most themes that I'm chasing at least one of.
I think what was it? 76 was just that it was leaked, wasn't it? And there's obviously a lot more on top of that. Because there's a White House. I mean, Harry Potter was dropping a whole bunch too. What else coming out?
There's a bunch of those city ones with all those new underwater creatures, wasn't there?
Yeah,
heaps of underwater stuff. Yeah,
underwater, all the Friends National Geographic stuff.
Series 2.
I picked up quite a few of these purely for the shark.
The hammerhead.
$9 sets. So can't complain.
What about you, Dan? I know you don't chase too many sets yourself, but
no, not really. The Haunted House is intriguing. I like it. I do have all the other Creative Fairground. Actually, no, I don't. I don't have the roller coaster, but I like it. I'll probably wait until I can grab one from one of my sponsor stores. But the pirate ship, the 3-in-1 creator, I'm quite interested to look at. There's been a lot of posts about that particular set over here on the internet today. And I want to grab it and compare it to Pirates of Barracuda Bay. Now, I know that this is apples and oranges, but there are very much some similarities. And I think if you can't get hold of Barracuda Bay for any reason, then maybe this is a nice little substitute for that if the other one's out of your reach.
Oh, yeah, and like you said, it's a massive. It is obviously a big price difference in the two, but all three sets in that new creator one is actually pretty impressive, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look, this is, I don't know if it's just a matter of stock being available or they literally was sold out today, but the Lambo and the Haunted House on the official Australian Lego site gone. The Pirates, obviously, Barracuda Bay is gone. The Monkey Kids stuff. So Bilsy and I went to Dreamworld the other day, and they had a fair amount still hanging out, in a lot of most of the range. It's funny to see that I am hearing they're selling out everywhere too, but it's I don't think it's going to be a theme I'll collect, the Monkey King stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I like those big mech-looking figures they've done. They're kind of fun.
I'd like to get that big mech, the monkey mech. That looks cool, but the rest of them, man.
It's got some good gold lacquered parts in it.
Yes. Yeah.
We see the ship looked pretty cool too, actually. The ship was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the container ship would be the only interest for me. Even as a diehard Monkey Magic fan, Monkey Kid does nothing for me.
Was the Mandalorian ship today as well, or is that later in the year?
No, it's not till September.
Yeah, that's late.
Yeah, quite late.
Wasn't that A-Wing one was soon or already just not long come out, wasn't it?
That was May 4th.
Yeah, okay.
I've got that sitting on the shelf waiting to be built. It's a review copy.
So obviously I'm not a massive there was one I saw today when I was at the store today. It was like a round big wheel thing and it had like a pointy head. I don't know what it's called though.
Dio.
Did that come out? Is that a new one or?
No, that's
early May.
That thing. So I noticed because I went to the Kmart's in my area and that was pretty much on every shelf because I had nothing else to fill the shelves.
Yeah.
It's been
I'm
out
actually going to be building that tomorrow on stream, funnily enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right, now let's talk more Brent and obviously, let's hype up the guest. He is here for a reason, so we can talk some cool stuff. First off, man, that bin chicken, didn't you get some internet viral sharing on that thing?
Yeah, I posted that one last year or something, just a picture of it. Yeah. It kind of blew up a little bit and had a heap of people asking for instructions or to sell them kits and stuff. And I started pricing kits and it was ridiculously expensive. So I was like, bugger it, I'll just do the instructions and put them out there. And part of that was just a learning experience because Studio's got that instruction maker thing on it. I don't know if you've seen it. And so it's actually really good. It does really professional. It looks like Lego instructions, the way it's laid out. And I've done some years ago for my old Batmobile tumbler I did on Kuso, like 2008 or something.
Wow.
And I've done through LCAD or one of those older programs, and it was pretty rough and pretty ordinary. But yeah, the studio instructions are really good. Like they're really easy to put together for yourself if you want to do it. Just takes a little bit of learning Studio, which is a bit different than Lego Digital Designer. But yeah, kind of went a bit crazy.
Have we got a link for this so we can see what we're talking about?
What's that?
Have you got a link for this so I can see what you're talking about? I think I'll probably know what it is.
It is very Australian. I don't know if it really tracks out.
So literally, I think it was Lad Bible or one of them like big.
Pedestrian TV picked it up. Triple M picked it up. Lad Bible.
So that's it there. The ibis bird, over a couple of spilt bins, but it was like once it hit a few Facebook pages, like I'm talking, it went. I think I was tagged in it like 30 times.
Yeah. My brother messaged me like, "Where do I find parts to build this?" You never heard of Bricklink?
But no, you did. You definitely, like you said, when you're obviously putting the instructions together, you have used, and me and Bill talked about this the other day, you've obviously used a lot of not common parts. And obviously that's why the price for, but then bins,
they're the lid for the bin itself pretty expensive and rare.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
in the green colour, or by
yeah. In that color, yeah. So the green, yeah. It's like, but hey, it did look cool, and you know, if anything's going to go viral, it's pretty funny to watch a Lego bin chicken go viral. And we touched on it last week as well. The what was your 7,000, I think, from memory. Your ideas. I had the link.
one.
Hold on, I'll just bring it back up. Don't worry about me being close and professional. Hey, it's what it's all about. You got to roll with it.
That's it.
Are you wanting to be the first person to get 2 ideas sets through? Is that a goal for you?
Through. The guy who did Doctor Who, he also did Flintstones.
Oh,
and he was a joint, like, you know, you can do projects together with people. He did the women scientist one with, what's her name, Atriel or something.
Yeah, right.
So he got 3. Andrew Clark's his name.
Oh, wow. So you're going to be catching up to.
I think that's someone else who's got 2 through as well. I can't remember who it was.
Is it
Jason
addictive?
Ellerman's got 2. Well, one of them, you know, he did the maze and the collaborative one, the pop-up book. So I guess you would consider that too.
Once you've had one, you kind of are thirsty to get more of them.
Yeah, well, after I did the Ghostbuster car, I did Marshmallow Man after that, and he got rejected. And then they changed the rules that you can't submit. So if you do Ghostbusters, you can't submit another Ghostbusters.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because didn't you do a really nice HQ building?
I did one in the initial Ghostbusters pitch.
Okay.
So they changed the rules since. So when you back then, you'd submit something and you could just constantly update it and add stuff. So when I first submitted it, it didn't have the building.
Yep.
And I later on added the building, and then it got to 10K. And then they decided, no, we'll just do it on the car. And then they did the firehouse as a set later on after someone else actually did a 5-set submission on its own. Yeah, after I did that and got rejected, I wanted to do more. I just had no ideas. Like, I was, for a good couple of years, I just like, I've got nothing. And then for some reason, I got like 4 ideas on there at the moment. Seinfeld's under review at the moment.
Oh, great.
Out of the 4 I've got on there, they're all over 7,000, I think.
So we've obviously got the X-Files, which is, you can see there, 7,100, which is pretty damn impressive. The bonsai tree, which we all talked about. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. You might not even been on the stream even. We're talking about the bonsai tree. I can't remember. And as you said, your Seinfeld in review, which is pretty sick now, which is congratulations on that one. And then obviously this beast, the where the hell that? The Seasons in Time. This thing is cool, man. Like, it's so different as well. Yeah. Like, it's not this kind of attracts more than just your regular theme type, or, you know, like people, you know, like a certain design or a certain type of genre. This kind of you've kind of nailed a generic set, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've tried to aim for the same market of the people who would buy like the ship in the bottle and kind of put it in their office or whatever. Yeah, that's where I see the calendar or the bonsai fitting. It's like it's agnostic in terms of audience. Anyone could really enjoy it, and they could stick it in their desk or have it on a mantelpiece or whatever. And it could be it's like a discussion piece. Someone walks in who's not into Lego and sees it, oh, what's that? Yeah, goes up and sees it's actually made out of Lego.
And then there is an attractiveness for stuff like that to people who are not interested in Lego also, like you say.
Totally.
So, you know, that opens up a whole new market for Lego to bring people, you know, to the product.
And this is not actually what I've got like too many ideas for Lego ideas at the moment that I actually can make. And a few of them I've given up on just because I couldn't figure out how to package them well enough, or couldn't get a solid enough pitch together for it.
Yeah.
But that one, I was working on something else, another ideas project, and that one just came to me. But I was trying to do, I don't know if you've seen the desktop calendars that have like a flip card, and you like rotate it around, and then a card will drop down the number of the day, and then you flip it around again. I tried to build that, but the bricks, when you flip it around, they get stuck. Like, I tried building the tiles out, thinking there'd be less friction. I tried stacking the bricks, but no matter which way.
But even though you've got like this whole rolling idea, that's a cool little feature too, though, you know?
that's the fallback feature, and that is literally just a Technic axle that spins. There's nothing fancy about it. But it does the job.
It's what you do with it.
That's exactly right. It's very clean, very neat, and like that one's flying up in supporters as well, obviously too.
Yeah, I've done the track. Like they've got tracking on. If you've submitted something, you can see the tracking of when it's going to reach 10K. It's not accurate because it averages it over the entire period.
Yeah,
I've been like looking at the last week or two, seeing how much I've gotten, and like tracking that forward. And if the bonsai and the calendar keep at their current rate, they'll both be under review at the same time.
Amazing.
No, you've done, and like you've saying before, how you said, you come through, you got a few different like ideas or ones that won't make it for an idea, or you can't put the story or whatever together. What happens, like, say, let's use, I don't know how many people out there have seen it, your over the top enormous Wayne Manor and Batcave. The thing's next level impressive. Like obviously that's not going to be so much of an ideas. Well, it's just too monstrous.
The first $10,000 set.
Oh yeah, I had a few people asked to buy it, and I'm like, don't even bother. Like it's ridiculous. You cost $10,000 just to move it somewhere and fly me over to set it up wherever you'd want to take it. It's insane.
Yeah, wow. Unless the Lego house give you a call and they want that in their Marvel wing or something somewhere.
Well, it's in Ollie wing now, so it's gone.
Oh, you should put it down.
Yeah, I pulled it down after the last time I shot it, which would have been October 2018.
Oh wow!
So it took like a good 6 months to pull it apart and sort the pieces back into my collection.
Oh my god!
Like the next thing I built,
you would have had like a cool, easier way to sort. You're pulling it off in certain.
This is part of the next build, which is going to be just as big.
Hold on, let me go into your singly. What's that one?
This is part of the next build I'm doing.
Are you keeping it a secret, or are you letting any hints out, or?
It's not so much a secret. It's just going to be like something probably the scale of the Batcave. But I want to do like a big sort of Dracula spooky castle on a mountain, have like a winding path down the mountain, and just fill it with, the Ghostbusters going up to the house, Scooby-Doo, the X-Files, Ash from Evil Dead. Basically, just fill it with sort of horror and spooky characters and little stuff all over it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Far out. There you go. And you know what? It's good that it's coming from me, I guess, as a fan. There's not many people that build in that size that's not related to Star Wars or just doing maxi size figure type things.
I love Star Wars, but I just don't collect it because it's just a money pit. Like when I got back into Lego, I'm like, I'm not even touching that. It's just too expensive, and everyone does it. So.
Yeah, and perfect example. When I went over and saw Dan last year, I went to one of the New Zealand shows, and don't get me wrong, like I like shit stirring about Star Wars, and I'll shit stir everyone about it. But 2 or 3 or 4 even massive, decent, big, high quality builds are all Star Wars themes there. And the one that wasn't Star Wars was this over the top castle built out of Duplo, which what blew me away. It's like because it wasn't normal.
Yeah,
but I mean the flip side of that thing is he started with an empty table on the Friday and built it at the show.
Yeah,
wow. That's fun,
dude. Yeah,
Brent,
dude was like, yeah.
With the Seinfeld set, so Jerry doesn't really put his face on many brands at all. If it makes it through, do you think it'll make it through due to that?
I have no idea. Like that's part of the way I bombarded. Apart from the fact I had lots of ideas last year when I did most of these ones. I bombarded ideas knowing that it's just because you get to 10K doesn't mean you're going to be approved. Because I've got the 3 I've had to 10K that have been reviewed so far, only 1 got through. So I know the odds aren't great.
Yep.
And I've been crunching some numbers lately on all the ideas, like just globally all Lego Ideas submissions. And I think I figured out if you submit a Lego Ideas project, you've got like a 0.016% chance of being approved. And then if you get to 10K, if you're a licensed design, you've got like a 30-ish% chance of getting approved.
Oh, really?
If you're original, it's like 23 or something %.
Okay, so licensed and original ideas are like the better percentage.
Yeah, which surprised me. I thought original stuff would be more likely to get through because there was no license attached to it. But I imagine it's probably similar to like trying to get a licensed idea set to 10K is much easier because you're sort of aping a bit on the nostalgia and the fan base that's already there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like the bonsai and the calendar, there's only so many things I can do to promote it.
Yeah.
It's not too bad because I could go, like I did it for a few days. I did like a little, because I've got the calendar toppers on it for each holiday. I did one for like May the 4th be with you. I did one for like Nurses Day. I did one for Cinco de Mayo. People could make their own throughout the year. But the bonsai, like I can put the bonsai out there, but I can't. What can I do to promote it apart from just putting it out there?
Yeah. Well, with the promotion side of things, I saw the Sesame Street one that's been approved. They were boosting their posts to get posts. I mean, it's not against the rules, but it does feel kind of dirty.
What's
How do you?
I feel like it's
Brent,
a dirty.
have you ever seen ideas that's got to 10,000 that you've supported and you liked that didn't make the final cut that you kind of wish that came out?
There's been tons of them. I'm trying to remember. Like there's I think there's been a few Knight Rider ones now before the one that's there, and I know why. Like I like Knight Rider from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like the fan base is not really there for it. Like the market is not there, I would imagine, for it to come out now. So I like one that's been approved to get through, but I can't see it happening.
Didn't you make a kit yourself?
Yeah, I've got one in the cupboard here behind me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought I'd seen one a long time ago. You had because you did a different style Ghostbusters car with it, wasn't it? I can't.
Sorry?
Yeah. Didn't you because I'm just trying to think from memory. I had your Instagram open before. You did. There was 3 movie cars, wasn't it? I think was that yours? I saw. I might have been someone else. I swear I saw the Ghostbusters, the kit car, and something else.
I've got all sorts of movie cars behind me. I've got the 18 van and Ash's.
That's what it was. The 18 van. Yeah, you're right. That's what it was.
Ash's Oldsmobile from Evil Dead. I don't know what else I got in there. Oh, the Blues Brothers car.
There you go.
I do love that movie car.
How cool does the Blues Brothers car look? I love that thing. And see, going back to what Andrew was saying before with the Seinfeld not liking his face, if he kind of steps in and goes, no, I don't want, I own da-da-da-da. The ID set doesn't quite sell as a set like the Friends one would either. You know what I mean? So you kind of need the figures to work with that one.
I know they've brought out like bobblehead, like those vinyl ones of like Kramer and Newman and Soup Nazi and stuff, but they never did a Jerry. And apparently that's because he doesn't like his likeness being used. But that could easily just cancel the whole thing and they just don't make it. But that's one of the risks, I guess.
Yeah.
Lego could be so far removed from his likeness that it might be okay. Who knows?
What are your thoughts on... Sorry, still go over the top here. What are your thoughts on the last round of reviews with like the massive numbers that have made 26. It into the review period? 26, yeah. Whereas traditionally you're looking at 3 or 4 at the most, and 3 or 4 years ago you'd be looking at maybe 1 or 2 per review period, or
Yeah. What do they say? They say it's not a competition, but it kind of is because. I mean, first they'll have to go through and make sure there's a business case for all these things and make sure they can get the license. But then there's a limited production capability of what Lego can actually make at any given time. They've got all their other themes and lines they have to produce. If they start making more idea sets, they're going to have to take production time away from one of those things. So they're going to make sure that they're going to have to cut it back to a certain amount. I don't know what that amount is because I think the last review before that, didn't they approve like 3 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if
and we've still only had 1 to market too.
Yeah.
Was that the piano, the dinosaurs, and something else?
No, it was Piano, Pirates of Barracuda, Pirate Bay, and Sesame Street.
That's the one.
Sesame Street.
And we've only had Pirates of Barracuda Bay make it to market.
I can see why the license ones would take longer, because they'd have to go backwards and forwards with whoever holds the license and get approval for each thing, and then they want to change something and that has to come back.
I wonder if as subscriptions on the website go up, will the votes end up changing? Push it to 20,000, right?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Actually, was with the increased popularity of Lego now with AFOLs and Lego targeting AFOLs specifically with sets. Obviously, the market's growing. Is that a solution to the 26 problem?
I don't know. I mean, I think a large part of the 26 problem is just timing with COVID. Everyone's inside, because you've seen they've even posted on, if you go to the website, I think it's still up there. There's a banner at the top that says, due to the COVID situation, we're getting much more submissions than usual, and so it's taking longer to actually prove something if you submit something.
People have the time.
Yeah. So a lot of people are building at the moment and submitting, and a lot of people are there looking and voting.
I did a search for what's sitting at approved at the moment. So there's the Winnie the Pooh, piano,
blacksmith,
and the blacksmith.
Forgot about the blacksmith.
Yeah, I forgot about that as well.
And
actually, I think the blacksmith and the Winnie the Pooh were the two most recent announcements. Sesame Street, the piano, and Pirate Bay were from the period beforehand.
Well, the piano was even before that. It was hovering around. Remember, it was in like review for
it got pushed to the next one. Before it was approved.
Because
that was another Australian too, wasn't it?
What's that?
That was another Australian designer, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the same one with Kale's food truck. The food shop things come out.
Yeah, it was at Brickvention. Year before last. I think he might be Melbourne. No.
Yeah, last year was at Brickvention, not this year. Last year. The piano was at Brickvention.
Yeah,
that's right.
Wow. Yeah, there was the ship. The ship was there. No, yeah, the New Zealand ship was there as well, Dan. You know the guy he built the ship.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, that was the same as that one.
Yeah, the guy that created like 5,000 accounts. Sorry, did I say that out
loud? Good on you. Okay, so what's this? Brickstar. The other piano wasn't motorized. The motorized one was at Brickvention. Yeah, that was cool though, watching it play itself.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the little things. But that Ideas one's not motorized, I don't think, is it?
How cool would that be?
I don't think the Ideas one is. No.
I'll go in and have a look. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Let's see. Hugo, first stream. Thanks, mate. If anyone in the chat as well wants anything, question to ask Brent as well, feel free to throw in a question or anything we've been talking about. Interesting. Festy Mick, how are you, mate? Little Carpenter, hey, champion. Brickmania, g'day. What else is in here? Here we go. Yes, the Ideas is motorized or able to be motorized as far as he remembers.
Yeah, because they haven't approved anything that requires a motor yet, have they?
That's probably why it's
as far as any Ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would probably be a case of they would release it without a motor and the mechanics are there, just like the roller coaster and the haunted house, but the ability to add a motor at your expense.
That's like there's one there. I think it's still up for vote. There's a clock, like a motorized wall clock, and it's supposed to actually keep the time. And stuff like that, I find hard to think they'll approve it if it gets to 10K, because Lego don't make an AC adapter for any motors that you could plug into a wall and keep running 24/7.
Yeah,
so you'd be expecting people to plug a single motor in, run it off batteries forever. It's not really realistic.
Do you think understanding all these sort of back-end things of how Lego works and, the production and long-term viability, things like that, help get you to 10K? Like, you're not wasting your time on doing something that's never going to make it,
Yeah, well, that's, like I said, part of the reason some of the projects I've started, I've not finished, just because I don't think they're solid enough to be made. And even the Dark Crystal one, which I submitted around the same time as the rest of them, it's only about 3,000 votes, because I love the old movie. I think it's amazing. And I was hoping the new TV show that came out last year would kind of bring it to kind of Stranger Things levels. So I was kind of banking on it being like the first or only Dark Crystal on there. around this, generating all this heat and interest. But it kind of, the show, I love the show. I thought it was great. I hope they do a season 2, but it didn't like take off like I thought it would.
Yeah.
So it's a case where I was kind of banking on something happening, because it was like the original was a cult classic. It was not a massively popular movie that made a ton of money, and it kind of fell a little bit flat. And I think my pitch for it wasn't particularly great either.
Someone needs to create an ideas set of the Brick Pit while Lego Masters TV shows are hot topic.
They did do that. Someone submitted one last year.
Yeah, but it was like it kind of went, it flopped, didn't it?
I don't know where it's gone now. I saw it and laughed at it. I haven't seen it.
That piano, yeah, you can add a power function to it, which is pretty cool. We did have one quick question before we do finish. What are the storage drawers behind you, Brett? From someone.
These are all from IKEA. Not IKEA, Aldi. Every 6 months ish, they have them on sale for about $20 a pop. So for the last few years, I bought like $100 worth.
All of them.
Really add. And now I've run out of wall space, so I can't go any higher than that anymore. This is as many as I can fit.
Did you line up with the Nanas on the Saturday morning then?
Maybe.
And I would talk going down to Dan between the bricks. I would ask to push your new storage solutions, but go and add it between the bricks on Twitch, people. And I'm assuming tomorrow you said you're going to spill all about your new storage system.
Oh, tomorrow will be was my normal co-stream with April B. But I'll be back on my normal Wednesday and Friday coming this week. I've been off for a month rebuilding the space. So
there you go.
Looking forward to getting back in the hot seat.
Don't want to cut you short, but we are done. Our half hour is done. First off, obviously, Andrew Bilzer, thanks again. At Cheap Jokes, go and check out. Now, you had that interview with Amy that's left on YouTube still?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'm also cutting it up into a 4-part thing for those who want to space out there watching. So on Wednesday morning, I might put up the first part. One last question for Brent. How many Ecto ones do you own?
I'm not sure. They give you they give you about 10 when you get an idea set through, and I bought quite a lot. And I've got like the sealed box of 3 they came in. I've got some staying with my in-laws in case this house burns down. So I've got 3 up there, and I think I've got another box in the ceiling or something. So and just get it around somewhere.
That's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
Bills the Brick Bills on Instagram. Obviously, Dan, thanks for coming on the first one, man. Hopefully, we're going to have you for many more Monday nights between the Brick, Twitch, and everything social media. And Brent, thanks, dude. Appreciate you being our first proper guest.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah.